Thomas Auto Truck Supply. Rush late models in the Flynn's Tire Gunther Sunny Touring Series event. Wave to them out there, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause. They can see you. They're waving at you if you look. All these stars and cars from a number of states coming in. We got New York, Canada, Pennsylvania, Ohio. We've also got drivers from Delaware out there. Here in this event, 30 laps the distance as they come out of turn number 4. They're going to hit that start flag and they're going to go racing for 30 laps. Green flag here at McKean. Back underway. Bryce Davis leads into turn number 1. Brock Pinkerus holds on to second. Jeremy Wonderling looking to the inside. Car sideways. Bidwell in front of the pack in 2. And a couple of cars come in contact with him. Bidwell actually gets away. He kept going, but 2 cars got involved. One of them being the not quite sure who got into it back there. I thought it was maybe, no, Messler's back out there. It was the 31 of Zimmerman. He comes to a stop. He'll go to the back of the pack. We'll have to realign. Again, hitting that start flag. It's an original start. Green flag is back out. We're back underway. Davis leads Pinkerus once again. Wonderling right there in the number 3 spot. Now everyone making their way gingerly through turn number 2. Down the back stretch going into turn 3. Pinkerus to the outside of Davis going into the corner. Pinkerus trying to take the lead, and he does, coming off of turn number 4. Brock Pinkerus, your leader, in car number 555. They're 4 wide here at the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Davis fights back to the inside. Wonderling back in 3rd. Jared Miley up to 4th. And Joe Martin in the number 5 spot. Davis will lead lap number 2 over Pinkerus. As they work off of turn number 2, Davis leads Pinkerus, followed by Wonderling. The top 10 pretty much all alone. We got nice 3-4 car battles about halfway through the back half of the pack. Pinkerus is coming under fight now from Jeremy Wonderling as they work into turn number 1. Pinkerus just a little wide up there in turn number 2. Wonderling seizes the opportunity, slides to the inside of Pinkerus. Going into turn number 3, Brock in the 555. Bam Bam opening it up. As they head into corner, Bam Bam holds off Wonderling. Miley feeling heat right now from Martin for the number 4 spot. Working off of turn number 2 down the back stretch. And your top 10 pretty much working out there and running well. It's Davis again, followed by Pinkerus and Wonderling. About the best battle on the track is about here, back here for 10th with the number 36 of, and 1 car in trouble, top side of the speedway up here. Looks like the 51 of Hauser slowing at the top of turn number 4. And he finally pulls in off the speedway. Austin, I believe that was Austin Hauser in car number 51. He was turn number 4. Green flag is back out. We're back underway. Pinkerus trying to chase down Davis on the outside. Now Jared Miley in car number 75 closing up as he tries to get around Wonderling for that number 3 spot. He's not going to do it. 3-4 wide back through the back half of the pack. Meanwhile, Pinkerus to the outside of Davis. He cannot make the move. Couple cars come together, top side of 3. It's Wonderling and Zimmerman, but they get through it. Meanwhile, out front, it's Davis still over Pinkerus, followed by Wonderling. Miley and Martin. It's Carly back there in the number 6 spot. Jim Racy getting by. Racy gets underneath Carly and takes over that number 6 spot. Pinkerus trying to get to the inside of Davis as they cross the line with 7 laps complete. Heading into corner number 2, down the back stretch. As Davis continues to hold off Pinkerus, here comes Wonderling now to the inside of Brock. Brock gives him a room, shuts the door going into turn number 1, but Wonderling's going to try to make that move once again. Last time we were under green, Pinkerus's car started to get loose in the turns as the tires heated up. That may be happening to Pinkerus once again. He tries to hold on to that inside lane. Here comes Wonderling looking to the inside of Pinkerus once again. They work their way into turn number 1. Miley back and forth, followed by Martin in 5th. Then it's Racy 6th, Austin Allen 7th, Ben Easler 8th. Ashton breaks in 9th, and Ed Carly rounds out the top 10. Bryce Davis pulling away out there in car number 94. Wonderling now finds a lot of racing room under Pinkerus. Once again, Pinkerus's car getting loose out on the speedway as he's opening up ground on that Wonderling number 3, Jay. 11 laps are complete this time by. And trouble in the backstretch. Looks like Randy Hall is trying to get off the speedway in car number 87K. He'll make it off and will stay green. 12 laps complete this time by. As they work their way into turn number 2, and Davis is going to start to close in on lap traffic. Davis closing in now. The first lap car looks like it'll be Zimmerman. Look out! Wonderling shoves it down to the inside of Pinkerus. Takes over that number 2 spot in turns 3 and 4. With 13 laps complete now. It's Wonderling in second, and Jared Miley's going to follow up. Miley, the veteran, car number 75, looking to the inside of Pinkerus as Davis enters lap traffic with 14 laps complete. He just came halfway at 14. And trouble on the backstretch. Stebbins pulls off. As they work their way around the speedway, Davis trying to close in on that lap traffic coming off of turn number 4. This time by, Davis crosses the line to complete lap number 16. Down the backstretch, Wonderling holds on to the number 2 spot as he gets by Zimmerman as well. Pinkerus and Miley back in 3rd and 4th. Now Davis has got a fit in front of him as he's got 2 cars side by side coming across the line. As Wonderling, Mike style, holds on and gets underneath Brett Marlatt. Davis holds on to the number 1 spot with Wonderling holding on to 2nd. Pinkerus closing back in with Miley. Laps will be complete this time by for Bryce Davis. Bryce Davis crosses the line. Now Wonderling closing in on Davis. He's all over the back end of Davis going into turn number 3. Craig Graham lets Davis go to the inside. Wonderling right there as he's all over Davis going into turn number 1 with 10 laps to go. Working down the back stretch. It's Davis holding on to the number 1 position. Now tries to the inside of Charlier. Davis holding off Wonderling so far. Wonderling had a chance in that lap traffic, and Davis is pulled away with car number 94. Heading down, and a couple cars. Look out, Davis in trouble. Davis has Wonderling to his inside. Jeremy challenges as they go into turn number 1. Davis has to let Jeremy Wonderling have the room, and Wonderling takes the number 1 spot. Bryce Davis has trouble up there as he's battling with lap traffic. Here comes Brock Pinkerus looking to the inside of Davis. Davis trying to close back in on Jeremy. This time by, it'll be 23 laps complete, 7 to go. They work their way into turn number 2. Wonderling, your race leader over Davis. Pinkerus holds on to the number 3 spot. Running in 4th is Jared Miley, Joe Martin back in 5th, and Jim Racy having a wonderful race in the number 6 spot. Now Wonderling trying to get around Charlier with 6 laps to go. As they head down the back stretch off of turn number 2. Pinkerus holds on to that 3rd spot, but it's Wonderling. He's trying to figure out a way around the Charlier car, and Davis slides underneath Wonderling and goes wide. Side by side with 5 laps to go. They cross the line and turn to turn number 2, and Davis takes the number 1 spot away from Wonderling. Wonderling slides wide in turn number 2. As they head into turn number 1 with 4 laps to go. Coming across the line. Davis, it's only 3 to go this time by for your race leader, Davis. He managed to get back by Wonderling. As they head into turn number 1, Wonderling trying to close back in on Davis. They're both have had fits with Daryl Charlier in car number 42. Closing in this time, it'll be 2 laps to go for Davis. Wonderling charges in once again. 2 to go. Davis looking to the inside of Charlier. Here comes Jeremy Wonderling to the inside. He almost makes the move going down the back stretch. He knows there's going to be the white flag coming up. How is it going to be? Pinkerus is right there as well. White flag is out. Jeremy Wonderling, he goes to the outside into turns 1 and 2. Slides it wide, and Pinkerus is right there in the 555. That may have cost it for Jeremy Wonderling. This time by, it'll be the checkered flag. It looks like Bryce Davis will pick up the win here tonight at McKean County Raceway. Davis is your winner. Wonderling is second. Brock Pinkerus is third. Jared Miley fourth. And Joe Martin in the number 5 spot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, getting out of the car. How about it, folks? Bryce Davis, your winner here tonight at McKean. He's going to go over there and give a big hug for second place. He gets the checkered flag over here. Come on, folks, what do you think of that racing out there? That was fantastic tonight. No matter who you like, who you hate, whatever, congratulations, young man. You're back in victory lane with the Rush Late Model Touring Series.
Thank you. That was a treacherous race, I tell you what. Lap traffic was just fast enough. You couldn't get good runs on them. And I knew there were some fast cars behind me that we got close to the end, they're going to shove their nose in there. So I tried to hit my marks, and I missed it one time. And I thought I gave it away. And Jeremy missed his mark in the same spot I did. So it worked out well. We had a great car. I can't thank my crew enough. You know, my dad, Ricky, Freddie, Brendan, Mike, Shane Jackson, Austin Allen, his dad, Danny. I know I'm forgetting somebody, I always do, but they put all the work in the car. I don't get over there much. You know, they do everything, and I can't thank them enough.
What do you like about these cars and this engine performance package? I'll tell you, with Chevrolet Performance engines, you got to love having this racing competition.
Oh, I do. These cars are awesome. You know, the motors are relatively inexpensive, and it provides great racing. You know, I have just as much fun doing this as I did in the Super Late, and that's what made us come back. And I thoroughly enjoy it.
What does it mean to win here tonight at McKean in the Touring Series for you?
Oh, it means a ton. I don't think we've won a touring race here since like 2014 or 15. And we've always ran good, always been in a good position, but just never did it again. And it means a lot. It's only our second race out this year. We're still dialing things in, and we had a hell of a car tonight.
What do you think, Kurt, working here with McKean and this nice crowd despite the weather here? And tell you what, he's trying to really make this place come back.
No, Kurt's doing a whale of a job between here and Genesee. He's a heck of a busy guy. Him and his family put a ton of work into this. Thanks for the fans for coming out, even despite the weather being a little iffy. And it was a great turnout.
Anyone else you'd like to thank?
My wife and kids for still allowing me to do this. Sometimes it's a little bit of a hassle, but she still lets me. Griswold's ETR Services, the Brick House on Main, Davis Electric and Lighting, Loper's Auto Sales, McCourt's Auto Refinishing, Bradley Supply, Close Racing Supply, Ed Carley Motorsports, Empire Crushing, Jason Knowles. You know, he works with us a lot, back and forth, and I just can't thank everybody enough.
Congratulations, Bryce. A great win tonight, $3,000.
Thank you very much.
Bryce Davis, ladies and gentlemen, the winner tonight in car number 94. We'll go over to second place here. Jeremy Wonderling. The crowd was on its feet. They were cheering you all the way. You got around Bryce. It was a big cheer, and then it looked like a little slip there in 3.
I screwed up just as bad as Bryce did.
What'd you think when you got by him?
I just knew that if I had the bottom covered, I'd be fine. And I was good on the bottom, and I knew as long as I could stay on the bottom and the car would stay on the bottom good, that he wouldn't be able to get back by me. And the lap car, I was tucked up behind him going backstretch, and it just took the air off my nose and made me tight getting in the corner. And I knew as soon as I washed up, I was like, either he ain't that far behind, he's going to be there. And we come down the front stretch side by side, and he had it. So it's good racing with him. I raced with him for a long time.
What do you think? I mean, again, these cars are just amazing with these engines and this competition. What's your opinion about it?
Oh, it's competitive, every time we go out. And I mean, race cars are a lot of fun to race. They're somewhat affordable, but it's still racing. It's still, we have a lot of fun, and most of the racers race this with a lot of respect. And me and Race, we're gonna rub and we're gonna lean and we're gonna push on each other for the win. But we're not going to be too dirty on each other. We've raced together for a long time.
Who would you like to thank?
I got to thank Close Racing Supply, Jim Stevens from Penske Shocks, Shuttleworth Auto Sales, Batavia Downs Casino, Brian Katarski Construction, Southern Tier Ice, Swift Springs, and my family and my crew and everybody that comes with me and helps me do this.
Congratulations on a nice second.
Thank you.
Jeremy Wunderling, ladies and gentlemen, he'll get a picture down there with Bryce. And how about it, folks, for our third place finisher? Let him hear it, folks. Bam Bam Brock Pinkerus, a nice third place tonight. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Well, young man, third ain't too bad behind these two guys. These are champions.
No, but first off, I thank all my fans for coming out, everybody that showed up and supported me. But it's definitely cool to finish behind Jeremy and Davis there. But, I want to get right into it. About a year ago today, I met Tony Stewart at Outdoor Speedway, and he basically told me I was too small, too young to race these cars. So it kind of motivated me ever since. And, this one's for you, Tony. I hope I proved you wrong, and thank you.
I'll tell you what, you're doing a good job. You're still leading the championship points, I believe, after tonight. What seemed to happen with the car? It seemed like to wash up a little bit there after you got a few green flag laps. It let Jeremy by.
Yeah, I feel like I just wasn't hitting my marks. I was kind of aggravated. The car didn't handle the best, but, Russ did his best all night, and we were just kind of fighting car issues. It was pretty much tight, and the track never slicked up. So I hope I see everybody at Marion Center tomorrow, and thank you guys for supporting me.
Anyone else you'd like to thank, Brock?
MPS, Pink Slinks, SRI, Wabam. Everybody helps me out, Decima Trucking, SRI. It means the world to me. And my Uncle Chris died about, 5 months ago, so I hope he's watching over us tonight. He actually hung on somehow tonight. I don't even know how, but he hung on. So I love you, Uncle Chris, and thank you guys.
Thanks, Brock. Congratulations, a nice third. Get up there for a nice picture with Jeremy and Bryce. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The third place there, Brock Pinkerus. How about a round of applause for all of our top three here tonight?